True crime is our passion, but let's face it, it can get heavy. That's why we created Monthly Mood, a space to lighten the mood and lessen the load. Once a month, we invite you to step away from the doom and gloom and join us for something a little different. From intriguing oddities and entertaining tangents to thought-provoking topics that inform and inspire, Monthly Mood is your true crime palate cleanser, because even the most dedicated detectives need a mental refresh.
Hey guys, today you are joining me for a monthly mood, and I am joined with Carrie and Shannon. How are you ladies doing?
Good.
Hi. Good.
It's the weekend right now. It's the weekend after Labor Day, and I really wish that we had that third day for this weekend. What about you ladies?
I always want a
Absolutely.
third day on the weekend.
Yeah.
I would love if the US moved to 4-day work weeks because, come on.
Yes. I was just
It's like you need a
talking
day
about
from
that
your weekend. Yeah.
with a coworker of mine, because apparently before I started working there, my company used to allow the 4-day work week. So you'd work 4 10s and then you'd have your weekend and an extra day off.
That's
And
awesome.
then, you know how other people have to ruin things for everybody else because
Yep.
they can't do it. Like, I can't do this because I can't work a 10-hour day because I have to pick up kids from
Right.
school and drop them off at school. So they get in the right ear and ruin it
Mhm.
for everybody. And apparently that's what happened. So no
They,
4-day work week
they
for
should
for
let
me.
people do what works for them because some people really thrive on that. You just
Yeah,
kind of get in, you crank it out, like you're in the mode. You're like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then you
sure.
have your day off. Yeah.
I'm the opposite. My company in the summer, they switched to, I don't know, I think it's silly. I guess you work 4 10s the one week and a half a day, and the next week you have that Friday off. You just have to work 80 hours in a 2 week span, and
Okay.
they guarantee the Friday off during that week and then like a half a day. And honestly, I could never do the 4 10s. I cannot sit at that desk all day and look at a screen. I work like 7 6s to get
Yeah.
my work done.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
everybody's
but I
different.
mean,
So
Well,
I wish
yeah.
more
yeah,
workplaces would embrace that and find out because we know we all learn differently and work differently. Wouldn't that be just like the most perfect thing if they're like, "Hey, get your 80 hours in." I'm like, "Cool."
yep,
Yep.
absolutely. And they don't really say anything. They know my work's getting done.
Hmm.
Right. And
I'm
that's the thing.
not needing like
Right.
corrections or anything. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, and if
it's
your work's
silly.
not getting done, then they could kind of start, cranking down or cracking down and, say, "All right, well, now you got to work these hours or whatever." But yeah, I like that idea. Just get your hours in, get your shit done.
Right.
Yep, that's how my company is. I'm very very lucky. I'm
Awesome.
lucky.
That's great.
So we're gonna move forward, kind of like we always do, letting you know. You can join our socials. We're trying to get a little bit more interactive. If you have thoughts, if you have information, if you even have corrections, you can always comment. You can DM us. You can go on to our website, which is kccpod.com. You can email us, which is keystonecoldcases@gmail.com. A ton of ways for you to get in contact with us to let us know whatever you're thinking. And we definitely want to shout out one of our newest Patreon members. Granted, he joined, I think, in September, and this episode's airing a little bit later, but his name is Brian F. Thank you so much. It means the world to us.
Yay,
Hey,
Brian.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Brian.
So today is a monthly mood, like we talked about, and I found my monthly mood topic on TikTok. And I know I am not the only one who does the mindless TikTok scroll right before bed. Do you ladies do it as well?
Yeah, guilty.
Mine's more Facebook than TikTok, but
Ooh.
I still
I,
I still do it.
Hmm.
I'm back and forth, but I get where you're coming from. I mean, social media is kind of there, and
Yeah.
some say specifically for TikTok, the app is brilliant in itself because it's engineered to keep us hooked with an endless loop of instant gratification.
Hmm.
And honestly, it's hard to argue.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. It kind of has this algorithm and it knows what you're looking for, what you're listening to, and I swear it's spying on us.
Yes. Our For You pages never seem to run out, and you can swipe for hours without realizing how much time has actually passed. Like many people, my feed has gotten very specific over the years, but every now and then I'll get a random video that slips through that completely stops me in my tracks. And yeah, and that's what happened to me just a couple nights ago. And before we started recording, Carrie, you said that you also came across this video on your social media as well.
I did, just recently. It's crazy.
So I was cozy in bed, happily lost in my usual TikTok rabbit hole, and when I came across this video, which was about a sexual assault case, it was horrifying. But the way the assault was uncovered, well, it was nothing short of miraculous, and it's been on my mind ever since. So I want to talk about it today for my monthly mood. So I will start by saying this story covers sexual assault. If that is not your thing, we'll see you next week for our regular episode that will air. If you do want to stay, our story takes us to Key West, Florida, a tiny island with a big reputation. It's part of the Florida Keys chain, or if you want to get fancy, the Florida Keys Archipelago, which I think I said correctly. And
Archipelago?
Yeah, that's what I was
Archipelago.
Archipelago?
Maybe I'm not right. I don't know. It's one of those. But it's just like the sophisticated way of saying a bunch of islands.
I guess we're not sophisticated enough to be able to
No.
pronounce it, right?
Apparently not. So Key West is famous for its beaches, water activities, historic landmarks, and vibrant nightlife, all packed into just 4 miles long and 1 mile wide. It's super walkable, and hotspots like Duval Street and Mallory Square make it a dream for tourists. In fact, Key West is a textbook example of a tropical getaway.
Nice. Chelsea, have you ever been there?
I personally have not been there. Any of you guys?
No.
No. I want to, just haven't made it.
Yeah.
It looks stunning. It really, really does.
Nice.
It also holds a unique geographic title, the southernmost point of the contiguous United States, marked by the iconic southernmost point. Boy, damn it. Well, how do you say it?
Buoy.
Buoy! If I could only talk.
Buoy.
Buoy. Okay. Though, there's a fun fact. If we're being technical, Kauai in Hawaii is actually geographically farther south. But basically, Key West, this southernmost point buoy, is what gets all the attention for it. Don't know why, but just letting you know.
Well, if you're talking,
yeah,
you're saying contiguous, so it's it's part of the, like the attached, quote unquote,
right,
yeah,
states
the mainland,
where Hawaii's Hawaii's
right.
like out there all beautifully on its own.
correct.
Too far
All
for me to
chilling out
travel
there.
to.
Dude, traveling there takes forever. I went, it's like 27 hours.
Yeah.
You need,
I'm good.
like, extra days just to travel.
A fun fact,
Ridiculous.
that was my first plane flight ever. So
Oh,
To
goodness.
Hawaii?
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Is that not insane? I'd never been
That
on an
is.
airplane before the first time we go to Hawaii. Yeah, it was long.
I would have had to have
Very
been
long.
sedated.
So, back to Key West. If you look up pictures and, like, you're looking at, like, tourist brochures and all that stuff, you'll find turquoise water, pastel conch-style houses, palm trees, and no shortage of bars and restaurants. But behind the sunny facade, there are shadows. Key West has weathered devastating hurricanes, and tourists, well, they haven't just been hit by storms. Some have encountered something far more dangerous, which is local crime. And I do want to put a reminder, there was an episode that we covered about a tourist destination, I believe it was the Dominican Republic, where tourists had a lot of issues. So Key West isn't the only place that there are definitely warnings that you should heed.
Absolutely. A lot of people, well, not people,
Yeah.
predators prey on tourists.
Right.
Yes. Doesn't matter
I
if you're a
agree.
man or female, they're looking. So, today we're actually going to be talking about the most historic sites at Key West, which is the southernmost point buoy. I said it wrong again, didn't I?
I'm sorry.
Buoy!
This is going to be great. I'm getting you a shirt.
It is going to be a long
Is it
episode.
boy, buoy? It's
Yeah,
great.
sorry.
No, it's awesome.
So, the website for the city of Key West says that this buoy was erected in 1983 by the city of Key West to establish that the corner of South and Whitehead Streets is only a mere 90 miles from Cuba. And it even says that on the
wow.
buoy.
I didn't realize how close. I mean, I knew it was close,
Yeah.
but wow.
Oh,
That's,
it's close.
Insanely
Very close.
Like, it takes me longer to get to the Jersey Shore. Like, I'm like a little over 100 miles from the Jersey Shore. 90 miles, like, dang.
Yep. Very close. And, you know, while looking up information about this historic buoy, there's a lot of people that claim it is the most photographed spot on the island. On Reddit posts that I came across, there is claimed to be such a demand to get a picture. There's usually like a line to even get said picture.
That's crazy.
And yeah. And as I was looking at Street View and Google Maps, you can see a line that was captured in April 2019 with a couple dozen people waiting for that iconic picture.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of people want to be there. They want to experience it. They want a picture. And I guess because the demand that has grown as social media has grown and everyone wants that like perfect picture, in 2010, a webcam was installed across the street at 401 South Street. And this webcam is a live 24/7 camera. So anyone from anywhere can jump on and view this buoy in real time. And that little feed that we just talked about is exactly how we're going to segue into today's story. On September 10th, 2021, in the wee early hours, Key West police got a phone call. But it was not a local caller who had phoned in. A man who was located all the way in Boston called 911. He had the live feed up and he saw what he thought could have possibly been a rape. And like when he called it in, he was like, "You're going to think that I'm crazy. You're going to think that this is wild." And maybe they would have thought that it was a crazy case and maybe they wouldn't have followed through. But they were getting other calls that were coming in about a naked woman who was crying and screaming near that buoy. Police were eventually able to track her down and get her side of the story. And let me tell you, it is a wild and infuriating story at that. So, this woman has remained unidentified. On all the news articles, all the videos that I've seen, she's been unidentified, which makes me kind of think that she was underage.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually if you're underage, they do not provide your name. Mm-hmm. But if you are of age, they typically do give your name.
At first I was thinking
I'm not
good that they were just protecting her, but that just adds a whole new element for me. Wow.
I mean, it could be. I'm not 100% sure. They never list really how old she is. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's kind of sad that there are not as many articles as there should be. Like, there was only 3 pages of related information on Google Maps since this has happened. And it could be just because she doesn't want to relive it. She doesn't want to be asked about it. She doesn't want to be questioned, followed, all that kind of stuff. You never know.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
But, so, I'm going to just refer to her as woman or she or her. Like, I don't have a name for her, so you got to be happy with that.
Right.
So, this woman, who we said is unidentified, was out and about in Key West as a tourist. She started her Friday night out, which would have been the 9th, going out to dinner on Duval Street. After dinner, she ventured to a bar, but not long after arriving, her memory is kind of hit and miss, which I presume could mean she was drugged. That's what I think.
That's
Sure.
the first thing I thought of, right? The roofied, yeah.
Well, she did admit to authorities that she had a couple of glasses of wine, but to me, I don't feel like that would make your memory fuzzy, but I'm not a drinker, so I'm not sure. What do you ladies think?
Not like 2, maybe even 3 glasses of wine. I wouldn't say fuzzy memory, like buzz for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, and again, I don't drink anymore either. But, there's been times when I've drank a bottle of wine. You know what I mean? Like,
That's only
hanging
4
out with
glasses.
people. Well, sometimes it was a bigger bottle, but I digress. Um,
That's another monthly mood.
but yeah, I mean, and it also too depends on the amount of time that you're drinking that in. If you're chugging them, then
Correct.
maybe, because you're drinking so fast and your body's not metabolizing it properly. But
Right. Yeah,
like
and
I'm
also,
thinking 2 glasses of wine, her memory shouldn't be fuzzy
not at
without
all.
any type of roofie or
Yeah.
other
Right. I could
not
go out to a
narcotic,
dinner
but
and have 2 glasses of wine and totally fine.
yeah,
I think it's also your weight too, right? In the way,
yeah,
like you said, you
yeah, your
metabolize.
weight,
So if she was smaller, yeah. I mean, my mom's a tiny one, and she has 2 glasses, and she's feeling pretty good.
yeah,
I wouldn't say she's not gonna like not remember things, but yeah,
yeah. Tolerance also will play into effect because
true.
I'm a fat ass, and I'll
No, you're not.
I'm a lightweight when it comes to alcohol too. So,
Right, right. Yeah, everybody's different.
yeah,
But honestly, I wouldn't think that just a couple of glasses of wine. However, what if she lost track? Because that does happen.
right. Or maybe she's just trying to downplay it to be
That
like,
too.
I just had a
Well,
couple. A couple is a very generic
it is kind of vague.
unit of
But
measurement.
even,
So,
yeah, even if she did have 10 bottles, I don't care. She didn't deserve this, drunk or not drunk.
oh,
Not,
absolutely not.
not
No.
her fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So at some point on this Friday night, she does remember leaving the bar with a man, and I'm going to say that there are some articles that contradict. There's 2 different versions, and I'll go over both of them. You take what you want. We'll link both from 2 reputable news sources, so take it as you will. I don't have to have a ton of comments saying I'm wrong. But the first story is, she met this man. She got weird vibes and asked to get out of the car. He let her out, and then another man attacked her. Then the other story is she met the man. He was being weird. She wanted out, and he followed her out. So either way, she got in the car with somebody,
Right.
and it was not going well, like at all. And at some point, she starts recording a video on her phone. I don't know if she did that to protect herself. I don't know if she was trying to maybe call someone for help and just started videoing. I'm not 100% sure how the video started, but it started and it showed that someone was being very pushy about wanting to have intercourse. She was saying, no, no, no. She got out, he followed, and he got her on the ground and raped her. And this person's name is Jorge Calderon Nunez. And I'm not sure if he was watching her. I'm not sure if he's the one that could have possibly drugged her or noticed that she was maybe inebriated. But there is something about her that he basically pounced on. She was a target at that point, and he got what he wanted. He wanted to have sex. And this was on the ground in a slightly wooded area on Fleming Street. And at one point, you can even hear it on the video recording that is still going on as she's being assaulted. Another man comes up and says, "Stop means stop." So she was screaming stop, and Jorge was not stopping. And I guess when this other man arrived, it kind of like the man fled. Because he was scared, I guess. And this new man named Calvin Gassag confronts Jorge. He goes and he asks the woman to get up off the ground, which is recorded. And at this point, the woman is relieved and believes that he is saving her, but it's really the farthest thing from the truth.
Oh man.
So Calvin tells her that he will take her back to her hotel at Casa Marina, that he was an Uber driver and he knew his way around this tourist hotspot area, basically. And at this point, her phone is still recording. After gaining her trust and getting her in the car, he has the audacity to ask her if she wanted sex. So he didn't immediately pounce on her and demand it. But he asked.
What?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not, that hard to believe her saying no. And she obviously vehemently said no. And at this point, he kind of, with being rejected, gets defensive and she wants to leave the car. But for some reason, he believes he has a right to her body and he just cannot understand why she could not want him.
You piece of shit.
And on the phone recording, he says, he was recorded saying he could have forced her to have sex once he scared the other man off, immediately got right on her. But he didn't.
Okay.
Because, he's a gentleman, basically. Yeah. And he asked her. That's the thing. He asked her and he was like, I'm such a good person because I'm asking you. I want it, so give it to me.
Oh.
Yep. So at one point, this poor woman, she breaks from the car and that's when her phone stopped recording. But luckily for authorities, it wasn't long before the live webcam picked up the timeline of where the unfortunate events were unfolding. So once she was out of the car, Calvin rushed the woman and he kind of put her in this chokehold. And as he was choking her, he walked her behind the southernmost point buoy and raped her. And you can see it on the video. The whole entire thing, you can see it. And after a couple minutes, you can see her stumble away from Calvin. And when she isn't followed, she literally books it down South Street. And like I said, all caught on camera. And it feels like it happened so fast. But for that woman, it probably was an eternity. Could she have known that he would actually let her go? Was she scared for her life? Was she scared about getting pregnant? What about STIs that could cause lifelong issues? Was she worried that maybe no one would believe her because she doesn't know there's a camera videoing this? Right. Think about that PTSD.
This poor woman. Oh.
You're going away for vacation to enjoy your time and you're taken advantage of not once, but twice by two separate pigs.
In succession.
Yes.
Within minutes.
Yep.
Was she alone on vacation? Was she with friends that...
Right.
So the articles never really say, but I'm presuming that she was alone.
Right.
She went to dinner alone. She went to the bars alone. If you're going on vacation with someone, you're not doing it alone.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I think, but it wasn't conclusively stated in any of the articles if she was traveling 100% alone.
And she was definitely traveling. She's not from the area or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, she was a tourist.
Okay.
And you should be allowed to go. You should be able to go on vacation by yourself and just have some me time without having to worry about this.
Oh, yeah. So it's funny, Carrie, you mentioned you went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii and I was turning 16 while we were on our vacation, and I was with my grandparents and we were gone for 2 weeks, and they would give me $100 a day to leave them alone so they could enjoy their vacation. And I'd be gone from literally the morning until way past nightfall. Wow. I have no idea how nothing ever happened to me because I was 15, right? 16.
Wow.
Holy
and I was fucking dumb.
We all were.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. So I always, whenever I traveled with my grandparents, looking back, I would never do that to Landon. And I have no idea how, I never got grabbed or anything.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Different times, man.
Very different. So, for Carrie Calvin Gasag, he was sentenced to 10 years in state prison with 5 years probation to follow. He could have had 25 years if the case had gone to trial. I am sure the woman didn't want to have to relive that nightmare or see her attackers. Calvin obviously pleaded guilty to sexual battery, false imprisonment, and evidence tampering because he did go back to the scene later that night to grab her stuff. I guess, to like, clear the evidence. And they had him. There was no denying it. He was on video.
Yeah.
So, like, he wasn't going to get away with it. So he did plead guilty. And I do know that Jorge was arrested for the sexual assault he committed against the woman in 2023. He was being held in Miami-Dade County Jail on bond of $225,000. But I cannot, for the life of me, find out if he was ever, like, convicted or served time for it.
Wow.
But I do know during his arrest, he was also charged with burglary for a prior incident to that sexual assault. Apparently, he was in another woman's house, and it doesn't really say what he took, but he was caught because he was feeling her legs, and she, like, woke up. So I don't know if he was, like, attempting to assault her and got, like, spooked. I'm not really sure. It wasn't very clear. And it's kind of hard because they both were arrested in 2021, but, like, the one guy didn't go to trial for like 2 years, and I have no idea when the other guy went to I can't find any information about it, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
But when these men were arrested, like before they knew the evidence against them, they told stories that contradicted the literal video evidence. Jorge claimed it was consensual and that she didn't make sounds like she didn't like it, which is disgusting.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
punch this guy in the throat.
Exactly. But the video that she recorded clearly contradicts that statement. There was nothing about it that was consensual. Her asking to stop, like, come on. Then there was Calvin, who claims that he dropped her off at the hotel, and on the car ride, she was flirting with him. Yeah. Again. Wow. Video recordings, not just from her phone, but this live webcam, absolutely contradict that statement. And, like, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. It definitely, like, takes your breath away. But it is very, very clear. And I know Carrie and I were talking about it, but, like, at the end, he just struts out like he just won a prize, or like he just did the best thing ever. It's disgusting.
It makes me so sick to see that part of the video. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can stomach it, we'll have it linked. There's a good chance that maybe it has popped up on your social media. Maybe you've already seen it. So I did want to talk about it. Women have a higher risk of sexual assault when traveling for a couple of different reasons. And these are not my opinions. It's just what's come up when you search it. We'll have all the stuff linked. So don't come at me that I am victim blaming, because I'm not. This is just a general... This is just a general information to heed when you're traveling. And, if you're on tours or if you're going with, like, a guide, they'll tell you the same stuff too. So, like, don't come at me.
They absolutely do.
So, 1, unfamiliarity with the surroundings and the culture. Granted, some tourist destinations clearly state to not leave the resort, but if you're not going to an all-inclusive resort, how do you know what areas that are safe and ones to avoid? Like, you could do all your research, but if you're not, like, getting local information, which you're probably not, how do you know?
Right. I know that when the first time I went to New Orleans, my husband and I went. We were boyfriend girlfriend at the time. We had a concierge at the hotel. He literally gave us a map and he highlighted areas. He's like, "You're not going here, here, and here. And when it's dark, you absolutely do not go here." And he's like, "I'm serious. You need to take this seriously." And I'm so glad that he told us that. We would have had no idea. I didn't know anything about New Orleans until I went.
Yeah. And some people do that. Some people are really, really great and look out for the people that they have as clients, but not everyone does.
Right.
At all.
No. And, this is before Google and all this. We're talking 1999 when we went. So but even then, yeah, you're right. People should probably, do your research as best you can, but ask locals, like you said, for sure. Right?
Yep. Then you come to number 2, lack of awareness. So tourists get easily distracted. They could be sightseeing, let their guard down, they're enjoying their time, or they could be lost looking how to get back. Some of these awful humans that are looking for easy targets, that's what they're looking for. And it's really not hard as a tourist to be distracted. It's not.
Right.
No, it's not. And locals, again, predators, they know that. They look for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So then we're going to do the alcohol. And I feel like I don't really have to explain it. It impairs your judgment. And if you're traveling alone, you really shouldn't overindulge. You could end up in horrible situations. And honestly, if you listen to our other episode on the tourist situation, people were drinking in their own room and they got sick because of people drugging their alcohol in their fridge. So, like, I mean,
Oh my
just
God.
be aware. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Dang.
So then you have lack of security. Not all places where you're visiting do they have people that are willing to tell you where or where not to go, like Carrie explained, or they just don't have a ton of security within, like, you know, Key West is huge. It has a ton of bars, it has a ton of restaurants. There's not people standing on the street. I'm sure they don't have an overpopulated police force. There's just not someone looking out there for you. Like, you got to kind of do it for yourself.
Right. It feels safe, but
Yeah.
you just have to be careful.
And then traveling alone is apparently one of the biggest targets criminals look for. Like, they want to make sure there's no one else with you. And that's kind of like explains itself. And then stranger. You don't know the locals. The likelihood of you being able to correctly ID them in an area that is foreign to you, they're not as scared to attack you. You don't know them. Probably, like, when you're visiting places, you're not used to, like, those features. And honestly, like, eyewitnesses are in high stress situations. Sometimes it's really, really hard to correctly ID somebody.
Right.
So there's not as much pause for them to be like, do I really want to attack this woman right now? It's just another reason. So that's all awful, and it's a terrible story, and it makes me just so angry for women. And it brought up another thing. This is obviously going to be posted after our spooky season, but Melissa did a Solve Spooky bonus episode for Halloween, and on it, in her episode, there's a little girl that was sexually assaulted and killed, and the guy who did it, she came to his door to trick or treat, and he said, looking at her in full clothing, I think a 9-year-old,
Yep.
he was so turned on. It's not the clothing.
Ew.
It's not the women.
No.
It's fucking men with these horrible ideas.
Oh
It's
my
terrible.
God.
And it just really, really pisses me off. And it kind of is going to move me into another part of this, like, monthly mood. I thought it was very convenient and absolutely perfect. I also came across a song on TikTok, and it kind of is perfect for the story. I'll go over some of the lyrics, and we can post them to our website as well and, like, link the artist. But it's a very thought-provoking song, and it is just so vulnerable. And it's literally about someone who suffered sexual assault and how she's living with it after. And I have never heard such a perfectly articulated song that kind of tries to expand on the feelings that someone has after being sexually assaulted. And she incorporated other women that had been sexually assaulted in their lives in her music video. And the amount of support and people that absolutely, like, love this song and can connect to it and relate, it's just awful. But it's an amazing song. So I'm gonna go over some of it. Not all of it. It's pretty long. But I'll go over
Can you sing it for us?
You don't want me to do that. You absolutely do not want me to do that. I thought about playing it. She is a smaller artist. Like, I don't think she's, like, famous. I think she's, like, starting her uptick with TikTok.
Okay.
But obviously, there's copyright infringement, so we're just gonna have it linked, and we could probably even put, like, a link to the video if you're interested. It's a beautifully done song. So I'll go over to two little parts of it. So the first one. I think about you when I'm trying to sleep. Who did what to you to then do that to me? I find a glimpse of you on every street, in every white sedan, in every man I see. I watch you floating in my free drink. You're the loose thread of a no-string situation, a midnight altercation. I hear you echo in a why not, in a frat house with the lights off, in a basement, a game I wasn't playing, but still lost. The crime of being alive, the crime of catching your eye, not being meek and polite and smiling back at you. The crime of walking alone, half a block from home, my scarlet letter your stones, the pointless blood they drew, a split second of judgment, and I'm still being punished. The crime of being a woman. So that is one part of it. And then I will do another one. The color's gone, but I still have the bruise, still peeling parts of me from the sole of your shoe. I can't make sense of it. Were you born with wickedness, or was it taught to you? My sin was that you couldn't own me, threw a tantrum like you're owed me, like I'm worthless, like I'm fashioned out of your rib. Did I pay for evils of another, for the harsh words of your mother? In your verdict, what did I do to deserve this? I'm still lost, the crime of being alive. And it just goes back into that. And the song is called The Crime of Being a Woman. It's very emotional when you listen to it. And unfortunately, too many women have to be a part of this experience. They know what it's like, from maybe not being 100% raped, maybe being groped, or inappropriate comments, or just the disgusting looks that men, they're undressing you with your eyes. I'm sure I can say that, and every woman knows what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Just be careful. Like, it just infuriates me how many people have to have this shared experience. And with that, my monthly mood is over, and I hope all the women who listen are safe and never have to experience it. And I hope all the men listeners that we have stand up, because the women in your life, they're your mothers or your sister, they're your friends. They deserve decency.
Very true.
100%.
And with that, we hope you have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye. That's all we have for this episode of KCC's Monthly Mood. Thank you so much for listening, and please consider leaving us a review wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to find out more about the podcast, the host, and the cases we cover, or if you want to suggest a case, please visit us at kccpod.com or send us an email at keystonecoldcases@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook at Keystone Cold Cases and on Instagram and TikTok at KCCpod. Follow us on YouTube at Keystone Cold Cases. Please remember never to reach out to family or friends of the victims. Only do law enforcement if you have any tips. This episode was researched and hosted by me, Chelsea. Find all of our sources, social info, and contact information at kccpod.com. Theme music by Jamie Briggs and production assistance from Shannon Bickle. Join us again next week for another case to sleuth out to.